Long Island medium Theresa Caputo's ex-husband, Larry Caputo's second wife, Connie Talley Larry, has divorced his and will no longer live with her. Larry Caputo and Connie Talley's relationship had been a whirlwind of ups and downs, which eventually took a toll on their marriage. After several months of mounting tensions, unresolved conflicts, and growing distance, Larry and Connie found themselves at a breaking point. The final straw came when their differences became too difficult to reconcile, and the love they once shared seemed to dissipate. Larry, who had always been somewhat reserved when it came to personal matters, had been struggling with his own set of challenges, from health issues to past family disputes, and it seemed like it was all catching up to him. Connie, on the other hand, had always tried to be supportive, but the emotional strain was starting to wear her down. The couple realized they no longer shared the same vision for their future, and their attempts at therapy and communication failed to heal the wounds that had festered over time. In a quiet yet deeply emotional conversation, they both agreed it was time to part ways. Their divorce, although amicable, was heartbreaking for both of them. They decided to separate without much fanfare, respecting each other's space while quietly processing the end of what had once been a hopeful chapter in their lives. Despite the divorce, they both promised to remain cordial and continue with their separate journeys, albeit without the shared dreams they once held together. Larry, reflecting on his own shortcomings in the marriage, acknowledged that some relationships just aren't meant to last. As for Connie, she found solace in knowing that sometimes letting go is the healthiest choice for both individuals involved. Their divorce marked the beginning of a new chapter, one that neither of them anticipated, but both hoped would lead to a better and more peaceful future. However, in an emotional episode of Long Island Medium, Theresa Caputo connects a couple with their son, who tragically passed away. The parents are devastated by their son's death, and they've struggled to find closure, feeling lost and uncertain about what their child might want them to know from the other side. During the reading, Theresa shares messages that are deeply personal and specific to the parents, including details only they would recognize. As she taps into the energy of their son, the parents are overwhelmed with emotions as they hear messages of love, forgiveness, and peace. Theresa explains how their son is still with them, watching over them, and guiding them in ways they might not always notice. She shares signs that the parents can look for, whether it's a particular song that plays at the right moment, a favorite object appearing in an unexpected place, or a feeling of warmth and comfort when they are feeling especially low. In this story, the couple was also struggling with guilt, thinking that they may not have done enough for their son while he was alive. The son reassures them through Theresa that they did everything they could, and he carries no ill feelings. This revelation brings a deep sense of peace to the grieving parents. As the reading continues, the couple experiences a range of emotions, sadness, but also a sense of relief, knowing that their son is at peace and still with them in spirit. Through Theresa's connection with the spirit world, the couple finds comfort and the emotional connection they so desperately sought, which helps them begin the process of healing. They leave the reading feeling lighter, with a renewed sense of hope and belief that their son's love for them transcends death. However, Theresa Caputo, the Long Island medium, has been through quite a few personal challenges lately, making headlines for her complicated family dynamics. Recently, her son Larry Caputo Jr. has found himself in a very difficult situation. He has been struggling with significant financial problems, even going so far as to accrue a large amount of debt, which he's been unable to repay. In an attempt to get back on his feet, he reached out to his mother, Theresa, hoping she would help him out. However, despite their close bond and the public nature of her healing abilities, Theresa refused to offer financial support, leaving Larry in a very tough spot. The situation has created additional tension between them, especially as he faces the pressure of trying to manage his debts without any assistance from his family. Amidst this, Theresa is also dealing with health issues of her own, which have only added to the stress she's under. she's been struggling with her own health battles, including serious complications that have landed her in the hospital. Her life seems to be in a period of intense change and uncertainty, not just because of her personal health, but also due to her strained relationships with her family. It's a reminder that even someone as spiritually attuned as Theresa Caputo isn't immune to the challenges of life. For Larry, it's been an emotional time, and the strain with his mother has only added to his already overwhelming stress. At this point, the Caputo family is in the middle of a major transition, and it's unclear what direction their relationships will take moving forward. However, Theresa Caputo, known for her ability to connect with spirits, once shared an interesting story during an appearance on The Drew Barrymore Show. She recalled a memorable reading she did at an unexpected location, a gynecologist's office. This incident was particularly humorous because the setting was so far removed from the usual somber or emotional environments she typically works in. Theresa was there for a routine visit when she felt the presence of a spirit trying to communicate with someone in the waiting room. The spirit was persistent, and despite being in a professional medical setting, Theresa couldn't ignore the messages she was receiving. She approached a woman who was sitting in the waiting room and began relaying messages from her deceased loved ones. The woman was initially taken aback, as it wasn't the kind of situation one expects to have a medium reading. But as Theresa spoke, the messages resonated deeply with the woman, and she became emotional, realizing it was the exact confirmation and closure she needed. Theresa's ability to tune into the other side in such an unconventional setting highlighted the uniqueness of her gifts and how she can connect with spirits no matter where she is. This story also showcased how, even in moments when we least expect it, the universe finds ways to deliver messages that offer healing and comfort. However, in a recent episode of The Drew Barrymore Show, Drew Barrymore opened up about a deeply personal and spiritual experience she had with her late grandfather. She shared that during a moment of reflection, she felt a strong connection with him, something that left her in awe. Drew described feeling his presence, almost as though he was guiding her through an important decision in her life. This experience was particularly significant for her, as it reinforced her belief in the afterlife and the ongoing connection between the living and the departed. In a similar vein, Long Island medium Theresa Caputo has built her career on connecting with spirits and delivering messages from the other side. Theresa's work as a medium has often touched on deeply emotional experiences where individuals connect with their lost loved ones. One of the most moving stories from her career was when she helped a grieving mother communicate with her son, who passed away unexpectedly. Through Theresa's abilities, the mother received specific messages that confirmed her son was at peace and still watching over her. These profound interactions can offer closure and comfort, much like Drew's experience with her grandfather. Both Drew and Theresa's stories highlight the power of spiritual connections, bridging the physical and spiritual worlds, and offering solace during times of loss. Whether through a personal encounter like Drew's or a medium's connection like Theresa's, these moments remind us of the enduring presence of our loved ones, even after they've passed. However, in an episode of The Drew Barrymore Show, Theresa Caputo, the Long Island medium, helped an audience member cope with survivor's guilt, a deep emotional burden that occurs when someone survives a traumatic event while others do not. Survivors often question why they made it through when others didn't, leading to feelings of guilt, anxiety, or shame. During the segment, an audience member shared their heartbreaking experience of losing close loved ones in a tragic event. They revealed that despite their own survival, they constantly struggled with guilt, wondering why they were spared while their friends or family members weren't. Theresa, known for her ability to connect with the spiritual realm, used her mediumship skills to communicate with the audience members' deceased loved ones. Through her intuitive insights, she relayed messages from the spirits, assuring the person that their survival was not a punishment, but rather part of a larger, unexplainable plan. The messages conveyed a sense of peace and reassurance, as Theresa emphasized that the spirits wanted the individual to live their life fully without being burdened by guilt. She reminded the audience member that the deceased loved ones had found peace, and that it was their wish for the survivor to honor their memory by continuing to live with purpose and joy. The emotional moment served as a powerful reminder of how healing can occur when we connect with our emotions, process grief, and receive validation from those we've lost. Theresa's ability to facilitate these moments of emotional release offered comfort and solace, not only to the person in the audience, but to viewers who may have been grappling with similar emotions. It showcased how the power of connection, whether through family, friends, or spiritual messages, can help heal even the deepest wounds. However, Theresa Caputo, the Long Island medium, is known for channeling spirits and connecting people with loved ones who have passed. Although she is most famous for connecting with human spirits, she has also experienced moments where she channels animals, including dogs. One story she shared involves a woman who came to Theresa for a reading. The woman was mourning the loss of her beloved dog. During the reading, Theresa was able to connect with the dog's spirit, bringing through specific details that the woman instantly recognized. Theresa described the dog's personality, how it used to cuddle with its owner, and even conveyed a playful message from the dog, showing that the animal was happy and at peace in the afterlife. The woman was moved, and this brought her a sense of comfort in knowing her dog was still watching over her, despite no longer being physically present. For many pet owners, the loss of a beloved dog can be just as devastating as losing a human family member. Theresa's ability to channel pet spirits offers them solace and reassurance, helping them understand that their furry friends continue to be with them in spirit. This type of reading demonstrates the depth of Theresa's mediumship, showcasing how she can connect to all forms of life, not just humans. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Mina. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel.